Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Ride or Die, America's most dangerous and provocative vlogging series. Haven't done one of these in a while. Figured I'd pop in. I had to run to the old gas station here. And I was thinking about how cunty people are about movie opinions. People get very personal, like take things very personal about movie opinions. Like, you don't like one thing that they really love, and that's it. You're done. I have this all the time. Like I have two things. I have the YouTube channel that you're probably watching this on, and then I have this thing called Letterboxd, which is kind of like social media for movie nerds. And you go there, and I give my I'll do little paragraph reviews, leave a star rating, whatever. But even then, I get constantly people drop me, people add me, people drop me, and it's always something that's bothered me. I'm just like, why do people give such a fuck about, someone else's, kind of opinion about the minutia of a fucking movie? If it's fun to talk about, it's fun to discuss and whatever. I just don't hold a ton of animus towards that stuff. Or at least I thought I did. And then I caught myself being kind of cunty. Or at least having the cunty thoughts in my head. I didn't act on these cunty thoughts, but I did have them in my brain. There was this guy, I listened to his podcast. I sent in a question one time, this was a couple months ago. It's like, what's your favorite Michael Mann movie? Michael Mann, director of Heat, Manhunter, Collateral, a couple of my favorite. The Insider, love fucking The Insider, love Heat, love Manhunter, love Thief. And he said Miami Vice. Not the show, mind you, because, Michael Mann was exec producer on that. He was talking about the 2006 movie with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. And that movie I've never been able to get into. I just can't, I don't vibe with it. I don't really know why. Something about it just always seems so, corny. So, fucking fake cool guy shit. Which is a lot of Michael Mann's kind of, oeuvre. A lot of his filmography is full of, kind of Hollywood tough guy shit. But people, the cineasts, the movie fans, oh, they fucking glom onto that shit. They think it's the real thing. Oh, dude, this is hard-ass stuff. Great fucking hard-ass Michael Mann characters and fucking, dude, fucking, it's so cool. Everything's so slick. See the fucking lights, the way he shoots these things with his digital cameras. And that's kind of what the guy said as an answer. He said Miami Vice, and he gave those reasons. He was like, oh, it's just so cool. Man really understands what it's like to probably actually be a police officer. I'm like, has this guy ever left his fucking house? That's the problem with half of film criticism, film Twitter specifically, is a bunch of people that sit around and watch movies and read books and stuff like that and have no fucking lives. No fucking lives. They're the filter, the prism of which they see art is completely just in a vacuum. They can't really relate to a lot of this stuff on any genuine, real level. Now, I'm not saying that about everybody, right? I'm just saying that I'm speaking broadly. I follow plenty of people on Twitter that are not like that, But I would say the vast majority, especially when you get out into more of the professional critic circles, you start seeing that. You see this kind of behavior also kind of seep into filmmaking and just art in general. These people don't live real lives. They don't live interesting lives. You gotta get married, have a fucking kid, get a divorce. You gotta do things. You gotta have worked a shitty job. This all starts with Bruce Springsteen, who's this fucking working class blue collar LARPer who just decided to adopt the kind of iconography, or ends up being kind of creating the iconography of the soulful working class dude. So everybody thinks that's what it is. Everybody's like, oh, it's like a Bruce Springsteen song. And it's not. Because Bruce Springsteen, if you don't know, he got famous very young. He never really worked a real job in his life. Kind of upper middle class family. Bruce Springsteen is not what people portray him as, or maybe how he accidentally portrayed himself, however society ended up kind of slotting him in. And a lot of, but that's the kind of experience I have with people that really like Michael Mann. Especially that fucking Miami Vice movie. That movie is just, it's bad. I'm done pretending like it's a good movie. Not that I never have. I never have. You're a good boy, Sean here. He never said Miami Vice was a good movie. I remember I was dating a girl at one time. Around 2006, Miami Vice came out. And she had just kind of rented some movies, and she had them on her, like, by her TV when I went over her house one time. She was like, oh, you want to watch Miami Vice? I said, fuck no. I already sat through that thing once in the theater. I ain't gonna watch it again. So I wouldn't let her watch it. She had to watch it on her own time. That's how hardcore I've been into the anti-Miami Vice cause. But yeah, they see things like Colin Farrell's and Jamie Foxx's character in Miami Vice and think that's like, first of all, they think that they're cool, which is beyond me. They just, like, especially Colin Farrell's character, he plays like the Don Johnson equivalent in the film, and he's just a piece of shit. He's just a dirtbag. Same with Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx has never been convincingly cool in anything. Jamie Foxx is good at, like, doing impersonations. So you get him do something like Ray, or he's the one of the guys that was involved with Muhammad Ali and Ali, another Michael Mann film, which Ali's okay. That's all right. But yeah, not into the Miami Vice thing. I don't understand when people say it's their favorite movie. But I had that moment of cuntiness where I was like, fuck this guy. Like, I don't know this dude from Adam. I don't know him at all. I was just like, almost just like, unsubscribe, thumbs down, fuck this guy. And I caught myself. I was like, oh, don't be like that. Who gives a fuck? He likes Miami Vice. I mean, he's wrong, but, whatever. People get the right to be wrong. It's still a free country, goddammit. You know what's weird? I've been going back and watching the old television show, thinking that, like, oh, maybe it'll give me some sort of appreciation for that movie. Because it keeps coming up. Like, every 6 months it comes up. Is Miami Vice actually Michael Mann's masterpiece? No, it's not. The correct answer is Heat. Technically, that's his masterpiece. My favorite Michael Mann movie, though, is probably Manhunter or Thief. The great James Caan film. But technically, if you're going to say the movie that encapsulates and encompasses everything that Mann does well, which is like these big, operatic, kind of a little bit broad, a little over the top, a little extreme, a little fucking too cool for its own good movies, that's Heat. Heat actually pulls it off because he's got the fucking cast. It's just like one of those things, everything lines up. But my favorite one is actually Manhunter. But I've been watching the old one, I was thinking, oh, maybe it'll give me an appreciation or something. Maybe I'll understand. Maybe there's something I'm missing. No, it actually makes it worse. Like, if you know the source material, the movie is even more confusing. It's like if Michael Mann basically was like, I want to make this movie, I can't get the money. What if we call it fucking Miami Vice? Back in 2006, that's like when people are starting to do remakes and reboots and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff starts in the early 2000s. And I wonder if that was like the impetus. I wonder if that's what did it. I don't know. Who can say, as it were? Well, yeah, that's my spiel about that. I don't know where the fuck that came from. Who does, though? All right, everybody. Well, that's been Ride or Die. Thank you for joining me. And go fuck yourself and go fuck Miami Vice. Fuck it. I don't like it.